I'm Madeline Saxler, Communication Specialist for District 833. Today on this episode of Transforming Thinking Through Technology, we're at Oltman Middle School, and we're going to be visiting two classrooms today that are incorporating a flipped model into their instruction, a Spanish classroom and a math classroom. So let's take a look.
Me gusta helado tanto como papas fritas.
All right. What does numero uno mean, Austin?
I like ice cream as much as french fries.
Good. Me gusta, I like ice cream as much as french fries. Type the English translation into your Google Drive for number one.
What was it?
It was Evan.
It'll come back.
Me gusta ciencias más que matemáticas.
Oh, that's Carter. That's Carter. Me gusta ciencia más que matemáticas. What does it mean? Matt.
I like science more than math.
I like science more than math. Type in your translation.
Me gusta coro más que matemáticas.
That's Austin. Me gusta coro más que matemáticas.
I like choir more than math.
Yep, I like choir more than math. Right in your translation for number 5.
Today we're at Oltman Middle School, and we're talking to Spanish teacher Kristie Holman, who uses a flipped classroom model in her classroom. So can you tell us a little bit about what that looks like?
Yeah. I this year have recorded all of the lessons, like the grammar lessons that the students get. And instead of standing at the front of the classroom and teaching the lessons to the students, they watch them as YouTube videos. So they have guided notes that they can take while they watch the videos. They can pause it, rewind it. And we've talked about skills that they can use while they're watching it. Like, did you notice that you were zoning out during that time? Maybe you should rewind 30 seconds and make sure you got that part. Then with them watching the lectures or the instruction on video, it frees up a lot of my class time to actually use Spanish and to practice Spanish. They create, like we used the Telegami app, they created a character and they made comparisons in Spanish for that character, and it just frees up a lot of time to actually use the language rather than teach about the language, because they get to be taught outside of the classroom.
That's really great. And how do you think that benefits your students?
I think it was helpful because last year when I would give lessons in the classroom, there would be times that I would think, oh, I could have made that a little more concise, or I wish I would have phrased that differently. Recording the lessons allowed me to make those tweaks before the students saw them. So I think that the delivery that they're getting is me at my best. And also for students who either joined my class late, who were absent, things like that, they don't fall behind. They get the same instruction that everyone else got, so they can go back and watch those lessons.
Very cool. And obviously technology plays a huge role in that. What impact do you see technology having as you use the flipped classroom model?
There's been a lot of cool apps that have been available to allow the students to create, so it doesn't have to be as much write this down on a worksheet and let me see if you can do it. Mm-hmm. They can show me that they can do it by creating something that maybe is like a little bit more fun for them.
Well, how do your students in general really like this model, or what is some of the feedback that you've been hearing?
Yeah, I've gotten really positive feedback from most of my students. Students who last year in Spanish, their grade really struggled, have A's and B's this year, where they've told me this has totally changed how I complete my work and how I get the lessons and how I take notes. This has been really helpful. So I have had a handful of students that it completely changed their grade as opposed to last year.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about your Spanish classes here at Oltman?
I really liked the flipped model. I think that it's been working really well for students, and even for classroom management. I think it's gone really well, and I've gotten positive feedback from parents and students.
That's great. Well, thanks so much for talking with us.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking with 8th grader Maddie. And Maddie, can you tell us what you think of the flipped classroom model using videos for your Spanish instruction?
I really like it because you can take your own time.
And how does that help you as a student?
I can go back if I need to, and helps me kind of focus better by my own.
That's great. And what do you think of kind of the iPad as a learning tool and the other technology that you get to learn? How does that help with your instruction?
It's really cool because, we have extra help, and it's easier than carrying a binder around, and everything is just on the iPad.
Very cool. And how would you kind of compare your Spanish class this year with last year?
Last year was a lot harder, and I wasn't really understanding it. It was going way too fast or too slow. And then this year I can go at my own pace, so it's a lot easier.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for talking with us. Now we're talking with Matt, another 8th grader. Matt, how do you think that the flipped classroom model helps you as a student?
Well, I joined Spanish late because I switched classes, and I missed 7th grade Spanish, so it helped me a lot catching up with everything, which normally would have taken me about a month to catch up. I could do a lot more work at home with Ms. Holman's videos, and I think it helped me a lot more getting so much squished in a little bit of time.
That's really great. How do you think that those technology tools and the videos, how does that help you as a student?
With the technology part, it helps me stay organized a lot because I have everything right there. It's harder with paper because paper falls out, you lose it, or I don't know, you lose it pretty easy. With these, you have everything, all the notes you've ever taken all year. You have 300 notes so far, and it's all easy because then you got subfolders, folders, and you can just go in, click, and then there's your notes.
So would you say that the transition to using an iPad has been a good one for you?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It makes it a lot easier. Everything.
Wonderful. And is it challenging you in new ways too?
Yeah, it is challenging at first, learning the new things, but you catch on pretty quickly, and yeah, it's fun.
How have you seen the introduction of the iPad impact your other classes?
A lot of it now, it can help out a lot. You can turn your homework in. Instead of having, you got that one class to turn it in now, you can turn it in at 10 at night if you needed to. You can just go on your Notability and send it right to your teacher. So in math, I could send it right to my math teacher, Mr. Peterson, and have it in that day.
So more flexibility.
Yeah, a lot more.
Wonderful. Thank you.